Hi everybody, this is The World Ends in April and it's by Stacy McAnulty. This came out in September. It is now May, and even though it's been a crazy few months, we've made it past April. So you must be asking yourself, why would Lizzy choose this book? But I tell you, it is really funny. It's a great realistic fiction. So it is about Eleanor. She is 12, and her grandfather is what is known as a prepper. So a prepper is somebody who prepares for disasters, and he kind of brings it to a whole new level. Since she was really little, he used to show up and be like, okay, this is the situation. What do you do? Get your bug out bag, and teach her all sort of survival training techniques. So when she was little, she thought it was really fun and loved it. And then now that she's 12, she kind of rolls her eyes at her grandfather and just kind of like, all right, relax. So one day she is doing her homework and she stumbles upon a website that is supposedly written by an ex-Harvard professor. And he's done all these calculations and he's found out that an asteroid is going to hit Earth, hit America, and it's going to be the end of the world as we know it. So it's not going to like destroy the entire world, but enough where we won't have electricity and kids can't go to school and we can't go to the grocery store. So yeah, there's some things that we might be able to possibly relate to when reading it. But Elle becomes kind of obsessed with preparing for impact. So she wants to protect her family and she wants to protect her friends, but she really only has one friend, and his name is Mac. He is really funny, he's kind, he's visually impaired, and he is her best friend and her only friend. And so when she's at school telling Mac that he has to prepare, he has to get a certain amount of food, he wants to make sure he has water, all these things, other kids hear about it. And so Mac invites them to this kind of secret club that they created that is called the End of the World Club. And Elle is the president. And so what these kids do is they meet after school and she's giving them survival training. So it turns out that this club is actually kind of fun. So the few things they do is they learn to pack their bug out bags, they learn about eating edible plants, and they even test a filtration straw by drinking toilet water. One of the best scenes in the book. And yes, they all drink water from the toilet bowl, not the back. So as it gets closer and closer to April, Elle is getting more and more anxious, and her anxiety is clearly getting the best of her. And her dad tells her not to worry about it. Teachers, parents, everyone's like, look at this website. This might not be what you think it is, and she can't let it go. At the same time, Mac is considering going to a different school next year. And so that is kind of compounding her anxiety about what's going to happen. And she's almost like she wants there to be some sort of crazy thing to happen because she knows that her world will never be the same. And she kind of keeps going with this, which ends her in a lot of trouble. So you have to kind of find out what happens when it reaches April, and what happens with her and Mac. So The World Ends in April, but not really, by Stacy McAnulty. This is a great 4, 5, 6.